What an excellent day for an exorcism.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
I like to dissect girls. Did you know I'm utterly insane?
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
We have such sights to show you.
Who's laughing now?
Drive you crazy. I'll kill you all. I'm the nightmare you ever had. I am your worst dream come true. I'm everything you ever were afraid of.
They're here.
Whoa, that little girl voice scares me every time. But, oh my god, I think she was part of that curse where they all like half the crew died or something in the Poltergeist.
Sounds all right.
Yeah, I think it sounds like she died. You know, whatever. Jeez.
Yeah.
How you guys doing tonight?
Doing okay. I'm cold. Cold.
It is kind of chilly willy tonight.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm kind of digging it. Like, it's crisp out here. I'm outside right now. I got a new ring light already. I actually found it at the 99-cent store for $10,
No
which has no correlation for a 99-cent store. But nonetheless.
Very nice, very nice. I think you're just becoming immune to it. I don't think you just, it's just so great.
I'm becoming a whatever happens kind of person, all right? You know,
you're becoming the outdoor Mexican now, Miguel.
Oh, wait till summer.
He always brags, I'm the indoor Mexican. I'm an indoor Mexican. I was like, oh my God, it's so nice out here. I just love it.
Did you know?
Outside every day.
Did you know there's like a sun out here every day? And there's these weird things that'll go right past you in the sky, and they like got feathers all over them and shit, and they'll poop on you if you be careful. It's real weird. It's real weird. Nonetheless, hey, Greg, Goody, Tim, how you guys doing? We got someone from Bakersfield, Fresno, and wait, Greg, you're in Texas, right? Am I going crazy right now? I don't know why I'm drawing. Greg, where are you at?
I think it's North Carolina, I think.
North Carolina, right? Yeah. Oh my God, I feel so dumb right now. Sorry. Gosh dang it. My mind draws a blank half the time, brother. Don't worry. Nonetheless, I'm going to copy Joe right now and light up this. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and let Lauren take the reins. And I would like to hear a little bit of Would You Rather.
Alrighty. Okay. Would you guys rather not be believed for true amazing events that happened in your life? No one believes you. Or have everyone believe a terrible lie about you, but you know it's not true?
Not believe the amazing events, because at least I know it's true, and that's all that matters.
At least you know it happened.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it'd be interesting to have people believe a lie about me. Well, depending on what it is.
Yeah, that's the scary part. That's really the scary part. Like, that's the gamble. I'm just like...
See, I've had both. Like, all right, in high school, I had this girlfriend, and she was wonderful, and she was crazy, and I loved it. She was great. But we also like to get in trouble in a very specific kind of way. That, how do I put this for all the children at home? We would do certain things in public places that would probably get caught. Like at the school, at any movie theater here in town, at Six Flags. And the Six Flags one's what kind of got us caught there. Like, we didn't do that much, but somehow it turned into this ridiculous rumor all over school. And I looked great from it. Like, this guy, we benefit from those kind of rumors all the time. There was high fives and fist bumps as far as the eye could see from Miguel. But my poor counterpart in that situation, through no fault of her own, was not seen as such a great light. So I can understand rumors going very well and also very, very poorly. There's two hands of rumors. So I felt real bad.
I think Miguel was trying to tell us that he's a sneaky freak.
Oh, that's not even a secret or anything. I love that, but you just got to be careful about it out there. All right, got to be very careful.
Did you guys hear recently? Oh my God! Speaking of lies, what's his name's wife is not really from Spain.
Alec Baldwin's wife is not Spanish. Oh my God! How embarrassingly hilarious!
Oh my God, that's great.
That shit was funny. Some fucking moron. We don't know. Somebody who lies. But she's like she's obviously younger.
Mm-hmm.
She's this pretty little güera that tried to. I mean, she could probably pass for like Italian or Spanish. I could see it. But she's not. What do you call in America? What do you call this? Oh, cucumber. Oh, cucumber. Yes, see. And then she played off and like, I don't know, it started coming out, like, then she started telling the truth, then backtracking on it, then mixing the lies, and it just became a fucking mess.
It's great.
Yeah, she's very pretty. She's very pretty. But she a fucking liar, yo.
Her white girl voice kills me.
I know.
The white girl voice.
Sometimes when I'm around more Spanish, I mix the two, but sometimes when I'm around other people, then I talk like that, and it's just
oh my gosh, really?
That's what she's saying. Yes, that's what she's saying, and I'm like, okay.
Oh my God! But I guess she's pretty dang cute. But yeah, she's definitely not from Spain with that.
Yeah, her name's like Hillary or something.
Yeah, Hilary. Her name is Hilary.
Right.
Hilary.
Oh, that's great.
It's in Spanish.
That's terrible. Hey, Tina, how you doing?
No.
And
Tino.
It says Greg says he depends on the lie is what he would depict, because I've also had stories that I know happened and nobody believes me. So
like the one you just told us.
Wow.
She's got a point.
Wow. I'm just
terrible.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, going to the next part here. We have to have some strange news.
It's not strange as much as it's just getting sadder, really. A couple of weeks back, I don't know if you guys remember, I was talking about these two missing toddlers from California City.
Oh yeah.
So much more have come out, but they still have not arrested anybody yet. So I don't know how much you guys remember. I'll try to just recap and keep it all short. But basically, there's a couple from here in Bakersfield. They lived in an apartment complex here with 6 foster children. For some reason or another, I want to say last year, they bought a house in California City. And Christmas Eve, the 2 youngest that were biological brothers, one was 3 and the other was 2, came up missing out of nowhere, out of their backyard. The dad said that he was out getting firewood. He opened the gate and went out to go get firewood. The 2 youngest were playing with chalk on the cement by the house, not in the dirt, but in the cement, while the mom was wrapping Christmas presents. And they figured for some reason that the 2 youngest ones should go outside and play while she's wrapping these presents. Dad has the gate open, but he's chucking the wood over the fence for some reason. He goes in the house, past the kids and leaves them outside, comes back out, they're gone. Goes back in, asks her where they're at. She said that, they should be outside. He goes back outside. They start looking for them. They can't find them. They call the police, and it goes into all this. So that was their story of what happened. What's coming out is that they're getting video camera footage from neighbors from across the street. that's contradicting their story like greatly.
Mm.
They never walked up. The dad said that he walked up and down the street, that he even stopped a man and questioned him if he saw two little boys, this and that. That the mom had walked up and down the street. Video camera footage from a neighbor across the road shows that he got into his van, drove down the road for 4 minutes, and drove back. And that's all he did. I guess the mom had walked outside for a minute, but she walked back in quickly, and that was it. That's all they did. They've had witnesses, neighbors in the area, all state that since those people have moved in, they've never even seen two little boys. They've only seen 4 children, not 6.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, and then I guess, because I've been following there is a Facebook page for these boys, and the mother posts, the biological mother of the 2 boys posts on there a lot. She posted I read a bunch of stuff this morning. I was like, holy crap. The dad, the foster dad, was in the military. He has PTSD from the military.
Mm-hmm.
The adoptive mom, she had drug charges in 2005.
Oh.
You have to do like the psychological background checking and all, the criminal background. I mean, Miguel would know better than I would, but you have to go through a lot to be a foster parent.
Right.
And for some reason or another, the mom is like, okay, they had this going on, but they felt that I was unfit. I don't know what her reasons were for why she doesn't have her children, but she's stating that they did this, but I'm unfit to have my children. And they got my children. She's been working to get them back. So, okay. So let me go back a little bit. Sorry. So when all of this was happening, before they found out that there was a record on these 2, basically, the police did go in with a search warrant twice.
Mm-hmm.
The second time they went in, they were gone. I mean, obviously, they took the children out of the home because there's a criminal investigation going on.
Right.
So the kids weren't there, but the parents were gone. Like, they booked it somewhere, they're gone. I don't know, they're not even saying where they think they might be at. They found a bag in the desert with one of the boys' name on it, but come to find out that was something from one of the people leaving, like something on the memorial. Like, it had kid clothes in it. So I think somebody took the clothes out of it, being an asshole, and just let the bag blow off. So if you hear anything about the bag later on, if you guys read into it, that's what happened, because everybody's like, oh my God, there's a bag in the desert. Like, why would you take a present with the baby? You're sick. Like, no, that's not what happened. Mm-hmm. There's like actual footage of a girl putting it there. So, but they did find a pocket knife in the desert. And the mom, what I read this morning on Facebook, on the group page that she had posted herself, was that the day that she was called about the boys being missing, she showed up. He was dressed in military-ish kind of clothing. Like, he had like the fatigue pants on, and he had like kind of an upper sporty kind of gear on. Mm-hmm. He also had a lot of pocket knives on him. When the news showed up, he ran inside and took all the knives off and left them in the house. And she said she thought that was interesting because I guess he keeps knives on him often, but they did find a pocket knife out in the desert. Searched the home twice, took stuff out of it. The canines, sorry, I'll make this quick. The canines only got a scent inside the house for the children, not outside the house. And I don't think anybody's brought that up yet, but I did catch that on the news. So I thought that was funny because the neighbors never saw the kids.
Right.
They've been there, but if your kids touch stuff and you put it in the house, obviously the smell's going to be in the house.
Right.
Yeah.
Weird.
So yeah, like they took the van, the white van that the parents had. I don't know if they got it back or not, but they took the white van. They've questioned the parents. They've searched the apartment complex down here in Bakersfield. The water reservoir, whatever, that's right there by it, the park. I think it's the Bell Terrace Park or the Terrace Park, whatever. So it's kind of over on my side of town a little bit. But yeah, so it's looking real shady right now. So
yeah, especially if they took off, like they're automatically
Yeah, and they're not out helping. They haven't been out helping this whole time. And their excuse is, oh, well, the cops told us to stay in the house. It's like they have their dispensary that they have there in town has put up a $10,000 reward for information on where these boys are. And they also organized a big ass search group that went out and looked for these kids for a whole weekend almost. But these people, not even fucking concerned with it. Yeah, there was another girl that posted on the group too earlier this evening how she knows somebody he used to work for, and they asked about how he was, and I guess the lady didn't want to get into it, but she just looked at her and said he's got a bad temper, and then left, didn't have anything else to say. So I'm wondering if he got mad at these kids for some reason, or one of these kids, and did something, but was like, well, this one might be able to tell on me still, so I got to get rid of this one too. And then they're like, we got to move to California, or we got to move somewhere. We got to move out of Bakersfield. So they moved somewhere else without the kids, so nobody sees the kids. But the mom's still working on trying to get these kids back. So if she's getting closer to that, well, shit, we've got to turn these kids up somehow if she gets custody back. So what do? We've got to try to figure out a way to make these kids not here and it legit and not come back on us. This is just my theory of what's happening in all of this. But I don't know.
So with that theory, it'd kind of be like the dude who killed his wife and kids when he wanted to start a life with that new lady.
Oh, Chris Watts.
Yeah. But instead of the next day, it's a while later that they find out the kids are missing.
Yeah. And I've watched other true crime podcasts and stuff, and a lot of them too. I mean, I've watched the thing where they were just the one time they were interviewed basically by the media. He does give off the shifty, they both do, honestly. If you've seen the video of, I know you guys have, the one where he goes into the neighbor's house with the cops to look at the fucking video, and how he's real antsy, he's moving around, he's not upset, he's not super concerned, he's trying to be distracted and distract them. That's what these guys were doing. Hard fucking core. But then you see the biological mother, and she's just very she's trying to hold it together. She's emotional. She's crying. She's concerned. She's angry. She's showing all these different things. But these people who love these children enough, especially to adopt them and accept them and care for these babies who are defenseless in the world, are just very oh, yeah, no, the cops told us to stay inside. Yeah, I don't know, man. I was just over here and they were gone. That's how they're acting. It's fucking weird.
It's crazy.
Fucking weird.
Either they did it or they know somebody that did, or they pushed it off on someone else to take care of it for them.
Maybe there's a lot of speculation going on right now. There's a rumor too, or speculation, conspiracy, whatever you want to call it, was since the mother had drug charges in 2005, they're thinking it's wild, it's very wild, but it's a possibility that she might have been involved with drugs still, and that maybe she sold them or trafficked them or had done something. So I don't know. It's just one thing. That's one thing that's going out. So
yeah.
I was at the cigar lounge yesterday or the day before. I can't remember exactly when. And one of my friends in there has been a detective for crime scene investigation for a long time. Usually car collisions and collecting information from crime scenes for investigations. That's his main job, and then he's a witness to what he sees and reports on that. He's been doing it for I want to say 30 plus years. Not just when he was a highway patrol officer too, which he also did that during that time as well. But we were talking about this case in particular, and he said he sounds most likely like child trafficking because it's a very quiet area that if you disappear fast enough, there's no way you're going to reappear. It's just impossible almost. And he's like, well, yeah, I mean, it's sad, but kids are going for $500 right now, and they're taking them. They're just taking them wherever they can. And that thought alone, I wanted to leave right then and there and just go home, put the kids in a closet and hide the closet from everybody in the world.
Oh, chain the front door. I know,
Yeah.
and that was one thing that was pushed out at the very, very beginning before all this evidence started piling up against these two people, was that too, the California city is the middle of nowhere. There's not a lot of people out there. It's still a developing place. And there are 12 registered sex offenders in the city, and that 2 of them live within a mile radius of this home. So they kind of threw that out at first. But if you really think about it, then it's like, okay, well, if it was one of those 2 guys out of the 12, if anybody at all in that town, they must have been like hawking on that fucking house, like just staring at that house. And they had to have been there at the right time, at the right day, the right time, the right opportunity to just snatch them kids up and take off and go somewhere. But that video camera footage from across the street shows no vehicles, shows nobody walking up and down the street, and shows no children walking up and down the street. Nothing. It shows him getting in a van, driving down the road, coming back 4 minutes later. She came in and out real quick. That was it. That's all it shows. Those kids never made it to that house.
Right.
So.
Damn.
Oh God. This is just a stomach hurting situation. Like, oh God. Like, from all the stories we have heard, there's usually not a happy ending to these things.
No.
It's just not statistically normal.
And it sucks because it's so close to home. It's happened. These children are from our town. They're from our city. So these are our kids, fuck.
Yeah. And Bakersfield is a hot spot, I guess, right now for sex trafficking and stuff.
No, not just kids, but adults too. So you got to be careful out there, guys. Just be safe. Oh my God. Oh, sorry. It gets me because that's. I've known quite a few kids in the foster care system. We had. I forget the exact. That's like over 30 kids that my parents, took in for a while, and then they either went home or they had to go to another family because of whatever issue it was. But there's none of them are bad kids, like they just are in a bad situation, and it's just oh God.
My boyfriend, he was in foster homes and orphanages, if you want to call them that, until he was like a mid-teenager almost. Like he was constantly in and out of homes, and like not good homes either. Like not good homes. Like down in the bad parts of LA and shit. Like not good.
Oh, I've heard horror stories about that kind of shit.
Yeah. And he's white. So I mean he's white, and he would literally be sometimes the only white kid in, an all, ethnically mixed house. And it didn't end up good for him because he was the odd duck. So but
it's sad,
we're just from the people there.
We had two younger kids that I believe it was 14 and 13 or 14, 15. I guess they weren't that young, but still to me they were young. And they were cousin and uncle. I forget how it worked exactly, but it was these 2 guys, and they were complete dorks, but they're boys, they're boys at that age, and they got in a fist fight at the house one time. And my mom was like, kind of brought it up, not really even that big a deal to the caseworker. Like, well, this is a situation, we have to move them. Like, oh shit, shouldn't have said anything. And they ended up moving to a house that only spoke Spanish.
Oh no!
These were 2 black kids. They're 2 guys that did not know Spanish. They knew more Spanish than I did probably, but still, that's not a lot. And I don't even understand how that's a situation that you get into. Like, it infuriated me to hear it. And luckily, I got to see when he was working at
just money.
So he was doing good, but his cousin, his nephew, I believe, his nephew, I never saw him again. And just, there's some horror stories. I mean, there was one kid who he had some mental disabilities, but he wasn't too bad where they would actually help him very much, which is pretty shitty. So it was just at that point, like, you'll probably be fine. You can take care of yourself. Well, the way he took care of himself is even when he was in our home, which was in a very safe area, he had a pool to go to. He would go to the local gas station and offer to clean windows for money because that's what he used to do with his dad.
Oh.
And he had ulcers because all the coffee he drank nonstop because that's all he had at certain times. So he was very much like he needs coffee. And the one time, like my mom's always like, don't drink more coffee. You know, you got to get rid of this stuff. You got to get back to zero first. And my dad saw him over at a gas station drinking coffee. And he's like, hey, we got to talk about that, man. You can't be drinking that. And that day he decides to run away because he got scared of the repercussions.
Oh.
And I don't know whatever happened to him from that moment. And that's, I assume he went back to his dad, but I don't know where his dad's situation was either. And he had issues. He needed a place to stay. He needed a place to where he could work stuff out.
Yeah.
And it's just,
It's a bummer.
Fuck, Lauren, let us laugh at some stupid people now, please.
I know.
Please.
I'm about to cry, you
Don't laugh at
guys.
idiots. Don't laugh at idiots.
You can laugh at my tinfoil hat.
I noticed that. Your tinfoil party hat.
Alrighty. So this happened in Canada.
Canada.
A weird name. I'm probably not gonna say it correctly, but it's 100 miles outside of Thunder Bay. It's called Abonga Lake.
Okay.
Abonga. I don't
Sounds
know.
like that. What is that Jimmy Buffett shit? It sounds like a place you'd go to listen to a Jimmy Buffett knockoff and have some daiquiris and shit.
If you like me, come on.
Yeah, there you go. Let's go there.
Okay, so this man goes with his wife and kids on a little boat ride because it's about 90 degrees, in the mid to high 90s. For Canada, that's fucking a scorcher. So it was too hot, and he was like, you know what? I'm gonna turn off the motor and I'm just gonna hop in the water. During summer, which normally you would think that would be fine. In Canada, there's only in some lakes, there's only a certain, there's a thin layer of warm water. And then underneath gets super cold because, I guess the sun I don't know how it works, but yeah. That's unfortunately, not unfortunately, but that's not what actually killed him though. He made quite a few mistakes. Number one, he could not swim, so jumping off into the water already with no life jacket was he's done skis. Two, the wind was pushing the boat away, and his preserver that they tried to throw to him was super lightweight, so it couldn't get to him because they were drifting and the wind was blowing away. Three, he didn't teach his wife how to pilot the boat. So she couldn't turn around and get him.
You're telling your 6-year-old, hold my beer and grab the wheel. Oh my gosh. This is probably the second mistake, is he did not provide the boat with the required safety gear. A 50-foot buoyant line, which, you're supposed to have that. Another flotation device. Or a signaling device. So he ended up drowning because he's an idiot.
Very much. For some reason, I can picture right before in somehow a redneck Canadian accent. I'm sorry, Debbie. I'm going to jump off this fucking boat, okay? I'm about to jump in the water. I can't teach you how to drive. Right? Right?
When you're talking about the life preserver, all I can think of is those the big party balloons that you get inflated at the store, the metallic ones.
Yeah.
And they start to deflate a little bit. And they kind of just go everywhere like that, with any little bit of fucking wind hits them. It's
No.
That's all I can think is oh, you want that? No. Oh, no.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
No, you want that, eh?
Canadians are sweet, but this one was dumb.
Oh, that guy's he's a dumb. I wonder if the wife was thinking I want to go back for you, but I can't. It's going straight. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Throw the Tim Hortons into the lake and I'll survive. Shit. Oh my god. Really good. Yes, Tino asked what the fuck is on Lauren's dome, and Sandra's 100% right. That keeps the aliens out of your brain. Luckily, I have no important information, so I don't need a hat, so it's all good.
It's all hollow in here, so.
Well, it's not doing much for my frontal lobe, so I guess it's kind of pointless.
It's like, you got the memories covered, right? Or wherever that covers.
The motor function areas
Right.
are covered, though.
At the motorboat function areas? Oh, nice. Oh my good. Real quick, some comments here. We got some Margaritaville, very nice. We thoroughly depressed Charlie, but luckily Thomas is having himself a Paps. So at least it's Paps time, I think. After that, I probably could have used some alcohol for this episode. After that beginning, at least. And let me see. Oh, Richard says if it's Canada, then it doesn't matter. Just yeah.
They all have health care.
It's either you die by drowning because you never learned to swim, or a moose attack. All right, that's it. Moose attack.
Damn mooses.
Damn mises or mooses. I don't know how to pronounce plural. Oh my goodness, that's why the aliens don't want my brain.
I think it's like, isn't it some other kind of crazy ass word for moose in plural?
I think it's a SWAT team of moose. I don't know. Like
it's like, you know how like crows, it's not crowses.
It's a murder.
Yeah. So I think moose have like a weird. I'm gonna Google this shit. Sorry. I'm like, my ADD pills have not kicked in yet, so I really need to find this the fuck out before I drive myself insane.
It's a fishnet of moose. That's how many moose come together. That's 12
of moose. Moosin.
It's just moostis. Moosin.
A herd of moose is moosin.
I thought that was a made-up word.
I thought that was a joke from friggin' something Brian Regan.
Brian Regan.
Yeah.
Moosin.
Much many moosin.
Or Mises.
Mises or moosin? No. Joe, stop making up.
M-E-E-S-E. Misi? Misi? Messy?
Meese?
Meese? Mr. Meese, look at me!
I'm done. Linguistics ruined. Words over. Canceling dictionaries right now.
Me not smart. I not know much. No say. No sabe, no say.
Charlie is moosing on up. To the east side. Sorry. No, I'm not going to go into that.
Apartment in the sky.
Yes, thank God I'm not alone. Tino says like geese though, so that makes sense. Which full disclosure, there's a flock of geese that's been pissing me off lately over the house because they will fly in right when I start the morning show, and they're like, "Oh, go suck my shit, Miguel," and then they fly by. They flip me off. Everything. Little finger feathers. They flip me off. So yeah, if anyone wants to shoot them, like, good on you.
Get you a little salt gun or something.
Tom says elks or elksers.
What?
The Elktercist?
Elkser. Ooh, new horror movie.
Oh.
We're way off. Okay.
I know. I'm so sorry.
We're almost 35 minutes in.
Don't tell Lauren; she'll get pissed at us. No.
Bad.
I don't know.
Oh, and of course the plural for Tino's friends is Pekkas. So you gotta remember that too. I haven't heard that one in a minute, man.
Pekkas.
Nice. Pekkas. Oh my gosh! But Bob Lazar, the man who people think is crazy, I think he's pretty truthful for the most part.
Really?
I gotta say, I'm kind of on his side.
Still.
What happened, Lauren?
I'm iffy still on him.
I am too. I'm very, very iffy, but I'm leaning toward full of shit. Like, bullshit. I'm leaning towards full of shit with bricks in my pocket. So that's starting to become a heavy lean the more I keep watching stuff about him. I know, Lauren, I know you watch a lot of Joe Rogan, so you probably watched the one with him and that. What's the guy's name with the short, like he's trying to look like a fucking silver fox, but he's a fucking douchebag.
Oh, Jeremy Gore something. Oh,
is it that guy or Greg something or other?
Oh, Greg Knapp. That was him too. He's like that episode.
Okay, that guy's like, that dude was pissing me off because he was trying to dance around Joe Rogan's questions, and Joe Rogan's like trying to ask him, and then he looks annoyed that he has to fucking explain more. I'm like, you're full of shit. You're trying to pussyfoot around it and make a bigger story, but not put any legit details in there. And yeah, I'm going off on a rant.
I kind of agree with Bob too, because when you watch his interviews, he'll be like, "Oh, I can't talk about that," or "Oh, it's been so long, I don't remember," or "I don't know because they didn't tell me certain information." So
yeah,
I don't know,
because it doesn't hold him accountable to fact if it comes up false.
Right.
Because he's already putting it out there that it may not be true. I might have, had a false memory in there, or, I might have heard something else, but this was going on and I mixed it up, or because it was so long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's another reason why too, is just, yeah. I mean, he's got great stories.
Yeah, they're cool. They sound believable for someone who doesn't actually sit and do research.
I think for the most part, like, I would like it to be true. That's one of those things I think, because I am so tired of, like, even Trump, when he was like, "Oh, we're going to release all the alien information." No, you're not. Go sit in your chair, or wherever got robbed today at the Capitol, or whatever happened. I don't remember. And just go read a book and play on Twitter or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I did think it was funny. I did think it was funny, though, that he had the Space Force and the Guardians of the Galaxy and shit were involved.
That'd be huge.
And, yeah. So, but I did think that, I mean, even though I do remember him saying, like, I'm going to, if there's aliens, I'm going to tell everyone it's going to be great. We're going to build a wall around the dome and they're going to pay for it. But
yeah. With space.
We're gonna make the Galactic Federation pay for it. It's gonna be great. Elon Musk is gonna facilitate Bitcoin. It's gonna be amazing.
Hey, don't make fun of my Bitcoin. I am up 100% of my investment right now.
I'm not.
Yeah, he's gonna get the Klingons to battle the Space Jam Monstars, and we're gonna watch, and it's gonna be a great spectacle. It's gonna be huge. And Charlie says, I just remembered a weird fact. A group of apes is called a shrewdness. Is that a thing? A shrewdness.
What?
I thought that was to describe a bitch.
Yeah.
A bitchy old woman.
Emotional woman is a pack of apes. Easily. I see that. I see the connection. Yes.
Just jumping up and down and throwing shit and screaming. Yeah, I can see that.
Beat the shit out of people. But nonetheless, oh my gosh. Hey, Steven, how you doing, brother?
Hi,
Play some Wailing Jennings. Yeah. Nonetheless. All right, let's get to Bob here a little bit. But before we talk about him, I just wanted to always bring up the first ever abduction story. I want everyone to remember is Betty and Barney Hill, the interracial couple from the 50s. So they already had their problems, all right? She was a handsome woman. We'll go with that. We'll say that.
Oh my God! Sorry, real quick. Betty and Barney Rubble from Flintstones.
That's them. They were abducted as well.
Yeah.
They were abducted by dinosaurs.
Oh my God!
The
If
zoo.
anybody can draw,
The zoo. Oh my God! This shit is all making sense now.
You see the Matrix for what it is now. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, but I think I swallowed both pills. I'm fucked.
It's fine. Both of them were acid anyway, so it's like, whatever. If anyone can draw, I would love to see a picture of Betty and Barney Rubble with the alien face suckers on. I don't know why. I want to see that now. So make it happen. Have you watched History of Swear Words with Nicolas Cage yet? No, I have not yet.
Not yet.
I'm good.
Yeah, they were a couple out for a drive, which back in the day, that was like, we're going to go fly to Tahiti because we can drive somewhere. Basically the same thing. And they were abducted along the way. And, some people obviously think that they were, full of shit, that they might have seen a show back in the day. I believe it was Close Encounters, or what was it called? Dang it. It's an old, like Twilight Zone type of thing.
Lost in Space?
No, it was, it wasn't just to do with aliens, but it was. Damn it! What is the name of that show? It's gonna escape me. I'm gonna hate it now. They're like a proto Twilight Zone, basically, and it scared the heck out of people.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh,
War of the
I'll
Worlds?
remember it randomly, but nonetheless,
No,
like
it's not War of the World.
no. It was
that one.
Outer Limits. Thank you, Outer Limits, Stevie. Yes,
Oh.
thank you. And it was a cool show back in the day, but it was also very sci-fi and heavy in that stuff. So people think that they had some sort of like fever dream that they both had at the same time, and even though they had scratch marks and stuff on them, nothing was conclusive, which it usually never is.
Mhm.
But I still fully believe they are the first reported case of abducted people. And I mean, what would they have to gain from lying about that kind of thing? I mean, they were already wanting to keep a low profile back in the day, you know. People weren't.
Yeah.
So I mean, he was just a poor mailman, for God's sake. He doesn't want attention. He just wants to have really comfortable socks. That's all he wanted.
Did you guys see the video that came out on? Fuck, I did this yesterday when I was telling my boyfriend about it. It was either on Christmas or New Year's. Shit, it was one of the two in Hawaii. This lady filmed a UFO, 2 of them, and it was like this, but it was like all blue.
Oh.
And her husband drove around following it with her cell phone.
Oh shit.
And then a little one had come up. They said out of nowhere, and they showed it. They've given it to the press and everything.
Yeah.
They followed it around, and then it ended up going straight down into the water, and didn't make a noise, didn't make a splash, nothing.
A lot of people are
So-
doing that. They've seen things like that go into the water.
Mm-hmm.
When did this happen?
It was either on Christmas or New Year's. I keep mixing the two up, though. But it was it's one of those very significant days in December. So, but it was in Hawaii.
Okay, so you said it was a couple New Year's Eve?
It was probably New Year's Eve then.
Was there trees?
It's at night.
It's at night.
Mm-hmm.
Let me
It's
see.
at night.
I think I see a video of it. Oh God! All right, I'm gonna see if. Let me know if this is it once I get it up. All right. Okay, never. I got a freaking commercial to worry about, but we'll get this up right now because I think I found what you're talking about.
Okay.
Boop, boop, boop.
But yeah, I mean, I think this guy overall I think he's just a really good storyteller. He doesn't commit to anything that he can prove factually or any kind of great detail.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems like shit.
Yeah. And he's also lied about other things. Like
he wasn't
been
Sorry, go
caught like not going to a certain university, or they have no record of him ever going.
Yeah. And then he just throws out, oh, it's just the government trying to like cover it up. They're trying to erase me. I was there. Yeah. They show an article where a newspaper article where he had taken his Honda and put a jet engine on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, the reporter didn't go back and get any facts to whether or not this guy was who he said he was and what he was doing. He was just that guy known in town. And yeah, he worked for a contractor who was working on a military facility at the time. He wasn't like he wasn't really even a part of that. So
yeah,
So that's all they had?
That's all they really had. That was it. So
yeah, that sounds very what's the L. Ron Hubbard-y. Like if you see the first stories of L. Ron Hubbard, the sources are L. Ron Hubbard. Like he makes some outrageous claims, like, oh, he could tame horses when he was 8 years old, and he became blood brothers with ancient bloodline of Indians, and he was the youngest ever Eagle Scout, and they have in his museum of him an article saying he was the youngest ever museum scout, but the only source is his town because he told someone in his town. So they're like, oh, make an article about it.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty much all he's got going for him, because he does have people who are, trying to help support his stories and this and that, and they're like, oh yeah, well this happens and that happens. Well, you're just pulling from other I don't like to say the word, but other conspiracy theories, and you're just making them relevant to what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get that.
There's still no facts that he has put out. Like there's no proof of anything that he's put out. It's just people. I don't know. It's just people are linking his shit to everything else, and it's like, so you've got to believe him because it all works. It all fits. It fits in the puzzle.
Right.
But
Sorry, it was kind of ranty.
do you need facts after you've seen aliens? Come on, you don't want facts. You just want more alien proof.
Right. No, I absolutely believe that there are UFOs and aliens and shit like that. But as far as this guy goes and what he's got going on and the people around him, I don't buy it really. Like, I really don't buy it.
And before we get into, I got a theory for you guys here. But Thomas says, Area 51 original, when the guy jumps in the dumpster at the end. Do you guys know the name of that flick? I don't know that one. That does not sound familiar. I have to do some searching, some digging.
Area 51.
Yeah, where he jumps into a dumpster at the end. Not ringing a bell right now.
I don't know.
But okay, while we think about that for a second, though, there was an article that I didn't get to finish because I got distracted. I forgot what I was doing, but it was real quick, and it was just about why aliens actually haven't visited us. And it's because where we're at and our resources that we have here are actually not all that great compared to where they may be. Like we've already treated our planet pretty dirtily, and we already know that we're running out of resources ourselves. If someone was like pointing a little bit of their magnifying glass on us, or if they're that much more advanced, even if they knew how to stretch our resources way beyond what we could, I mean, why would they want it? Why wouldn't they go to, like they say, one of these asteroids passing us has more resources than all the wealth that the entire world has combined? Like, why wouldn't they just go to those instead? What would be the purpose of talking to us? Like, we're that girl at school. Everybody knows she's not going to put out. So, like, why even bother with her? You know, she's like,
right.
It's like we're their oil deal.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to go that.
Yeah. I think we're just a big experiment. Like, they just, somebody like created us and put us here and was just like, let's see where this goes. Let's just see what happens. And then everybody just stops by every once in a while, like we're a fucking petting zoo, and they just like check on us. Oh, look at that dumb one right there. He's so fun.
What if we are an attraction? Oh,
that's what I think we are. I think that's all we are. It's just we're just some kind of experiment, like some kind of social experiment, and they come to visit us just to see what the fuck's happening this week. So,
or they feel really bad, like an experiment they keep at a museum or something that they just kind of throw stuff to them once in a while. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's microwave technology. Keep going. You guys have fun.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
They're struggling. Help them a little bit. Jesus Christ. They're so sad looking.
These poor humans. Oh crap. They still. Oh no, they're killing each other again. Well, we'll let them deal with that. Oof. It's bad. It's bad.
So one main thing that I saw that he was talking about was this like antimatter sort of craft. He supposedly said he saw 9 UFO crafts in total while he was working at S4, which is what he called Area 51, or that's like a part of Area 51. And then he said maybe he might have seen an alien while passing by one of like the rooms or something. But then it could have been, 2 guys with a doll trying to see if their size doll that they had was like a replicate alien to, I don't know, see if it was in the craft, like the little seats
early
in the craft.
You know what was craft? Was coming up with a little story like that just hypothetically, I think this is what was going on, because I don't know if that's what I saw. Like
he saw early R&D for the most compact sex dolls you can make, and then when you put them in water, they grow to 3 times their size. Fine, you could put it in your luggage when you're on the airplane, and just tell them, no, it's not a kid, don't worry about it. I'm not packing anything. He saw what is going to be on the market next year on Amazon Prime. Don't worry, everyone can get one. It'll be that's very weak story right there. Dolls to see if they're the right size. You know what the right size is? You look at a goddamn chair. Like Oh my god. I wanted to hear what Bob had to say. Bob, we're not gonna get Bob on or anything, but what do you call it? I wanted to hear what Bob had to say. Oh, I'm sorry, but the last we talked about, him seeing the UFOs and the anti-gravity devices, which I want to say like that's like that missing link we have to like further space travel, right? Like that's one of those trying to figure out how to get more for less fuel, because that's the whole problem. Like you need so much amount of fuel in order to get so far, and we need to stop using that equation and use something else, basically. And here's a better question for him: like, why? Like, stop it. Give it up.
Well, my question is that because supposedly we have this agreement with aliens for, trying to explore the universe and find out what all this means and shit. And we have spacecrafts, and he's there to help try to figure out this shit and reverse engineer it to figure out how it works so that we can advance our technology. Why the fuck wouldn't they just tell us how to turn it on?
Yeah.
Because they're very sneaky aliens, all right?
If we're working with them, why wouldn't they tell us how to fucking work it? Or how to use it? Or why? That doesn't make sense to me. Like, there's a big-ass gap in that story.
Well, actually, here's a little something that might change your mind about that. And this is a real occurrence happened here on our planet. No aliens involved.
Oh, my God.
They are called cargo cults. Cargo cults. No, this is a real thing.
Okay, I thought you're fucking with me again.
I was waiting to see.
During World War II, when airstrips were being more available, they had to build them in places with indigenous tribes. So they could build this huge airstrip, and they would drop cargo loads of stuff. And these indigenous tribes would benefit because, they're there. You got to win over the locals. And they'd be like, holy shit, these guys are dropping stuff out of the sky from these big metal birds. And they're white people, and they've got these fancy uniforms on. So they started worshiping different people that were in charge of these cargo runs. And at one point, there was a group worshiping one of the princes of England, and he went over there to kind of like, hey guys, I'm not a god, but I'm very thank you for your kind words and everything. And they still have remnants of cultures that have not advanced because they just booked it off the island. We didn't care about them that much, and they would rebuild. Just out of like wood and different stuff, the runways, thinking that was the kind of ritual you have to do in order for the car to fall. Yeah. So they had no idea how it worked, but they knew they could benefit from it if they could harness it. So the same way, like they might have come here and like, oh, you guys are here too. Great. Here's some trinkets for you. And then they just effed off our planet. And now we're doing the same thing the cargo cults are doing, trying to figure out how it works without the people who actually know how it works. There are, I want to say it was like 90 some recognized cargo cults, which the name changed to something else later to be more appropriate or something. But it did happen quite often. And they even have, I want to say it was the British government had an uprising because one of the cargo cults predicted the next group of people coming. It was some guy like wanting them to stop working for them and work for the next guy to come. And it technically worked because then the U.S. forces came in after when the British abandoned the area for some reason or another. And then a new group of people dropping cargo would drop it off. And maybe that's kind of where we're stuck at this point of a more advanced version of a cargo cult.
Maybe.
Or maybe it was some alien teenager that took his mom's car and wasn't supposed to, and he crashed here.
Oh shit, my glick-lack is gonna slurp me.
oh, you gotta cut off my jargons. Oh. So you think he got like space Uber off the planet and like, oh, don't tell my mom, please. Like, we'll get you home. Fine. Call it. I'll give you an extra 7 parcels if you don't tell. Well. So, damn it. Nonetheless, yeah, I just think there's too many what do you call it? Options for them not to want to see us, though. I think that's the problem. From my understanding of the conspiracy, that goes aliens way back in the day, the ancient pyramid aliens, and then all of a sudden there's a big gap, and then they go to Nazi aliens because they visited the Nazis first, and then promised them they'd help them. Then the Nazis lose. So they make a deal with the U.S. and Russia at the same time. But apparently Russia and the U.S. kind of contacted each other like, these aliens are trying to fuck us over. Let's not let them do that.
Oh, the aliens are talking to you too, girl? Oh,
That's exactly how
he was only talking to me.
Joke, but if you listen to recordings of Stalin, that's his voice. Girl, calm down.
But in Italian.
But So it went from there, and they actually staged the Cold War in order to funnel a bunch of money into researching this stuff that they could kind of pick away from them. And then once the space or the Cold War, excuse me, ended, they needed the next thing to do, and that was the Middle East. And then the Middle East is now the focus. Like you heard, like the Stargates they found over there and stuff, and all that ridiculousness. And now they can funnel money wherever they want because the war's everywhere. You know, it's we got to fight everything everywhere at all times. We need the oil. We need to kill bad guys, and we need Walmarts in every bazaar in the Middle East. So it became a way to hide money for these big projects like we're talking about right now. Like, oh, we've got to figure out how these anti-gravity machines work. So we need to spend at least $60,000 a year on the toilet paper, and then they'll believe it.
You want to know what pisses me off right now? Is that we have CERN, which can create dark matter and a black hole in the inside the planet, not outside the planet. And in in Korea, they can create something that is like way hotter than the sun for at least 20 seconds inside the Earth when it belongs outside the Earth. But I don't still have my motherfucking jetpack.
Joe, don't get me
There's
wrong
still
here,
no cure
but
for cancer.
Joe, I'm sorry, but I would not trust you with the jetpack. You're jetpack revoked, young lady. Like we're gonna work on coordination on land first. You know, walking stuff. You know,
Oh my God.
I feel like you would. There would be trees taken out, houses burned down because of your fuel. You know, the streams behind you. I think you'd also be an angry jetpack driver for some reason. Something like cussing.
Fuck out of my way, birds.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. But God damn.
That fucking pigeon just cut me off.
Just fucking screaming at passenger jets as you go by. Yeah, you guys suck dick.
Losers.
Nice. I see. Gary says any Aztec aliens reported or recorded. I'm gonna look into that because I want to say yes. Absolutely.
I do
too. Aaron says that Joe is a wild card. Yeah, she could do that. Flight Rage. Goody says yes. Flight Rage indeed. And I need a jetpack to fight the geese. There's more geese than there are Miguel, so they would probably win. That's the problem. Yeah, I feel like I need a jetpack and a gun and just go gangster on those geese. Take them out. And Gary says they do have a drone designed to carry a person, so that's closer. Closer.
Do they really?
I believe so. I believe he's right. Yeah.
Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. All right.
Some Rocket Man shit, though.
Yeah.
Rocket Man.
Like I'm
the
mad.
song
How
of
can
the
you guys
movie.
do all that?
movie.
Oh.
But I like the song too. All right. Sorry. I had to.
Rocket Man.
I like when Stewie sings it on what do you call it? Friggin' Family Guy.
Bucket man. Trying to be all Shatner about it.
Yeah, I friggin' loved that. Oh man, but yeah, they do have some huge drones. I mean, you give it. I'm saying 10 years. 10 years, and we will no longer have transportation jobs in the U.S. It's going to go to automated cars and cargo holes, and it's going to go to drone delivery systems. And that's going to cut out, I think they said 10% of the workforce is transportation. So that means, like right now, at 20%, everyone was freaking out. And that's a temporary thing. 10% forever. Like that means 10% of the workforce is just going to be gone. So we have to probably start figuring out how to not be ridiculous now, because it's going to get worse before it gets any better.
I want my jetpack.
Yeah. Jetpacks for everybody. That's something I could get behind. Yeah.
I want the weed guy to deliver on his jetpack.
Right? That's like another level of high, yo.
He's so high. You
You ever ride a jetpack on weed?
Oh my god. I was listening to the damn it. Fuck is his name from The Jerk? Oh my god, this is the second time it's happened
Steve
to me.
Martin?
Steve Martin autobiography. And he talks about one of his his jokes during the hippie era, and he wasn't really a pot guy after it kind of gave him anxiety, but he always talked about using drugs, and I guess it was called getting small for a while. And so he's like, the police would stop me like, "Are you small?" "Yeah, I'm small. So small I can't see over the steering wheel." "So small you put me in a regular jail cell, I'll get right out of that jail cell." Oh man. So yeah, that was stupid, but Bob Lazar, a goddamn liar. We want a jetpack, and we're pretty much all screwed. I think that's.
Are you agreeing that he's full of shit now, Miguel? Or are you still like, I believe him?
Well, it sounds like he's full of shit, which makes me sad. So he's full of shit. I'm gonna go with full of shit.
Yeah. He just can't keep his stories straight, and then other people have done research like on where he went to school and he was never there, or certain jobs that he supposedly had and employers never like heard of him. And
and wasn't there like a guy that was there was a Bob Lazar listed someplace that he worked, but it actually came to be somebody else. It wasn't even him. He just said it was him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was like he was like helping like run prostitutes and shit like that.
Yeah, he got arrested for that.
Yeah. And then he got caught like exporting like an illegal liquid chemical or something like that over state lines and shit. Like he's done some weird shit. Like he's not this, I'm just a little scientist guy, like trying to, G up my Honda for, Friday night down the strip with the boys and, Fast and the Furious. Like, he's not doing that shit. Like,
have you met any scientists?
No.
Because that was spot on. I'm pretty positive that's every scientist ever.
Really?
I think so.
Every scientist in every movie is like weaselly and like.
Except
like,
for
you gotta
the
get
Hollow
this to go
Man
over 88 miles an hour. They can take ET home. It's like, I don't fucking know.
Everyone besides in I'm telling you, in the Hollow Man, because all those scientists were super buff and like just ripped and had their shirts off half the time. Like, this doesn't make any sense. Where's the Hollow Man? Where's the invisible guy? Let's go back to him. Yeah. Anyway, we are overtime, guys. Oh shit. Oh my god.
Lots of giggles tonight. My face hurts.
Thank goodness, because it started off pretty sad, but I'm glad we got to the funnies.
Yeah, that guy, he died. He dead, right?
I think he did. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
But
he did.
Nonetheless, anything we want to close on, guys?
He's a fucking liar.
A liar and a fat mouth.
Take that jerk.
But he was pretty clever about it, I will say. He did have like a strategy that he kind of stood with. So he didn't really seem to deviate too much from stuff. So I mean, I'll give him credit. He really did put up a pretty good effort. So.
He was a consistent liar.
I like consistency. Oh, Thomas has a question. Yeah, throw it in there, man. Before we wrap up. Yeah, definitely. And while you're asking your question, I'll try to put that video up real quick. Of does this look familiar at all?
Yes.
Let me see. All right, I'm gonna play it real quick.
By Misitina Sape, 8:26 Tuesday night near Haleakala Avenue in Nanakuli. Not long after, a woman named Mariah spotted the same thing passing over Princess Kahanu.
Space dildo.
It does look like one.
The 38-year-old says she's never really been a believer in UFOs, but the bright blue object had them so intrigued, they jumped in the car and started following it. I don't know what it was. This one went so fast. The journey ended less than 3 miles from where it began, on Farrington Highway in front of the Board of Water Supply building, after the object appeared to drop into the ocean. Out in the water, whatever it is. She described it as being larger than it.
Look at that.
Says she never heard any sound.
911.
For somebody to come out and come check them out. While officers were on scene, she says they spotted a second light. My husband looked out and he seen the white one coming. The white one was smaller.
The white ones are always smaller. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
They lost sight of the object after it passed over a nearby mountain. This morning, we asked Honolulu police if investigators figured out what fell in the water. A spokesperson told us they didn't have any information. Meanwhile, officials from the FAA said they received a report from police Tuesday night about a possible plane down in the area, but had no aircraft disappear off radars and no reports of overdue or missing aircraft. Although Mariah's had a couple days to think about it, she says she's still baffled by what she saw.
I don't know. If you guys can find out what it was, I'll let you know.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Hawaii News Now.
Oh man. Okay, and here is Tom's question. Have you seen a UFO?
Well, I don't think it was a UFO. I don't know. It was weird. Peanut and I were actually outside like a few years ago. And we were just kind of chilling, looking up at the sky, and there was like a light. Just kind of like, I don't remember what color it was. Do you remember? Orange. It was like an orange light. And it was like floating. And then it just like went that way and like disappeared, and we didn't see it. So I don't know if it was just maybe just like a light shining from somewhere else, or if it was a UFO, or what the fuck. I don't know what it was.
I like Aaron's comment. Starships are meant to fly. All right.
Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, Nicki Minaj. I love it. What about you, Joe? Have you ever seen an alien UFO? Do you think?
I've seen some weird shit. I have I want to say like maybe it was before we moved into this house. So it was maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. My boyfriend was on the phone with his uncle, and I went outside to go smoke a cigarette, and there was this ball in the sky, and it turned into 2 balls. And then it was just kind of there, and then it started floating out. But I have to go pull my own old phone out because I have it recorded. But
you gotta send that to me next time. I'll put it on screen.
Well, I want to say like 3 or 4 days later, they put it on the news saying it was like space junk or space debris that like broke up and landed, and we're like, that didn't look like that. But I'll definitely pull up my old phone and see if I can get it off of there.
Oh fuck yeah, I would love that. Yeah. What do you call it?
Because I pulled JD out to go see it, and he saw it too, and he was like, "No, that's bullshit. That was not space junk. It was like Chinese space junk or whatever that fell over Bakersfield." It was like,
whatever. From China? Uh-huh.
Yeah.
They would never do that to us, the Chinese. No. I don't believe that story for 1 second. It's definitely not from China. That's dumb. It's aliens. Aliens for sure. No, that was Aaron. He's on a chicken run. Never mind. That makes sense. That makes more sense to me.
Send me some chicken, bro.
We're weed and chicken, so that makes sense. I get that. All right, let's get out of here, guys. You guys all have a good one out there. We'll see you next week. Lauren, Joe, love seeing you guys as always, and we'll talk to you next time.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.